Okay, I gotta be honest with you. Yesterday, Porsche dropped the GT3 RS announcement on me with an embargo time of 5:30 in the morning. So I was up really early, and I reckon there's no substitute to an alarm clock. Than an Akrapovic exhaust system in a tunnel. Now I'm awake. What a machine! So, we're on the road now, and honestly, it's really funny how life works out. I remember when I first started YouTube, one of the reasons for doing it, this was never supposed to be a thing. It was never intended to become a thing. I don't know what that walkie-talkie is saying. What are they saying? It was never supposed to be a thing. It was always just something to indulge in a passion for cars further. And one of those hopes was, maybe one day I'll be able to do the Mille Miglia. And here we are with the actual organisers, the actual team on the route planning of the event itself, which is taking place next February. So it's really quite remarkable how life works out. Yorkie and I were just having this chat. It's amazing that we are about an hour and a half outside of Dubai, and it really feels like an entirely different part of the world, culturally, sculpturally as well, in terms of the architecture. Although what is that place? That looks amazing. Federal Authority for Awesomeness. What is that? I didn't quite catch that, but it looks like an official building. Also, the eagle-eyed of you may have noticed in the background there's a lot of UAE flags around. That is because we are in the month, or year in fact, celebrating the 50th anniversary of the founding of the UAE, the United Arab Emirates. So everyone's celebrating hard here, which is pretty cool. In fact, if you haven't seen the video from the other day where we took a McLaren P1, funnily enough, up Jebel Jay's, link below, because that event was in celebration of the 50th anniversary, so go check it out. So here I look, Corfacan Road? Either way, look at this, freshly laid tarmac cutting through a valley and a mountain range. And what is that up there? Right on the very top, there's like a flying saucer looking building. So all I'm doing here is picturing how incredible it's going to be to have, we're going to have the world's best classic cars, but also for the first time, because it's new to the region, there's also going to be a contemporary icons class. So we'll also be having some very fancy supercars and modern classics.
Fantastic Emirates, man, it really is. Thank you so much for pointing it out. My life has changed.
This is really cool because these guys, every time we go past a road sign or a landmark, they're radioing to say to the guys in front, take a note of this location, take a note of the name. In a minute, we're going to show you in one of the lead alphas, because they've got all of this timing gear and distance measuring equipment, so that they can then go back and print the route map. Now, the Mille Miglia road map book is literally this thick. You have to use it for 4 or 5 days, and there is a turn printed for every turn you have to take on the official route. So what we're doing now is mapping out part of that journey. Fascinating actually seeing it take place, because I did always wonder how that worked. This is how it works. You literally manually drive it, take a note, remember the name of the street, and then these guys will also come back at a later stage and put turn signals on every corner. Imagine the operation. It also looks like, so is this exhaust system. This road feels so fresh. I can't help but think what it must have been like just a few years ago. It's like something out of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Literally, it's unbelievable. Freshly carved through the rock, crisp tarmac, and another tunnel. Are we ready? on the upshift. What a machine, honestly. You know, you actually forget just how good even the Gen 1s were. Obviously, when they launched, they were the best thing ever, and then they get slightly dismissed when newer versions come out, but it's still amazing. Do you walk the whole stage with it?
No, Asil does it.
Asil's walking it.
And if he can't do it today, he has to come back in the week.
Really?
Yeah.
So you have to pace
Asil,
up the whole length
I'll
of the route.
I can't wait.
So what's it, like 5k?
I can't tell you, it's a secret.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
It's confidential.
Of course, it is,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
So I can't tell you, I'm afraid. Asil, you ready?
Absolutely.
Hat on.
Yeah, I'm warming up.
What it isn't,
I'll
it's a
make
short
the
walk. I can clarify that one for you. Let it dry.
You just want to touch it.
Okay, so this is the starting point for one of the legs, right?
Yes,
For one of the
because-
time stages.
Correct, and there are no other real audio, any real visual cues other than what we've just created. I mean, we could just say that rock,
But it's
not
going to be
exact-
hard to find.
It's not exactly unique. Yeah, the one that's shaped like Nicaragua, and that in there.
In the
along
dirt,
with that.
over there.
Okay.
Fortunately, there's no wind ever in this area, so this will stay here forever. John, are we going to leave this here?
Over there,
Further
by
down?
the tree.
Marcello couldn't stop laughing. If he kept quiet, I would leave the whole time.
So this is you taking the notes
Yeah,
for what the route will be, and then you translate them in the book.
In the
right?
road book. Yeah.
You got that's a big job.
Yeah. Look at this.
So you literally write them yourself like this.
Sure.
That's wild. that's crazy. So honestly, I was really fortunate enough to do Mille Miglia 2017,
Oh wow.
and we had the fat guidebook.
Yeah.
So you're the guy that wrote all this
We
by
did all.
hand.
Yeah.
You wrote that, and then you printed out in the book.
Hey, sure.
How many times do you do the route?
Oh, we used to drive for more than 100,000 kilometers per year.
Are you joking, dude? That's incredible. So there's an insight for you. The route run is done by hand, and then you translate it into the guidebook.
Exactly.
Right. So what is actually quite interesting about this is a proportion of this is genuinely secret because we can't disclose the exact distances which these guys are plotting out for the routes, namely because participants of the Mille Miglia take it very seriously, and if there was any advantage, should they catch wind of any info as to distances, points, etc., there may be ways that the uber pros out there who are doing regularity stages, timing stages, might be able to get an upper hand. So we can show you how they do it, just not the info as to what that results in. Okay, so John in the lead car, the pace car up front, if you look closely, he's actually literally following the inside line, so his wheels are on the yellow line. Now, he mentioned something about this briefly last night, but it's something to do with the accuracy of the stage. I'll have to ask him about it, I'm not entirely sure, but true to his word, he's driving the whole section with his wheel off the road. One thing I can confirm, we've only been on the road just over an hour, and based on the route so far, I mean, the scenery is unbelievable, the road's so dynamic, It's going to be a next level event, and it's so beautiful to see parts of the region that frankly you'd never see otherwise. So I'm really excited for it. So just stopped, pulled over for a bit of a moment really. We're down here at the bottom, the very base of where Jebel Jade starts. Anyone who's been following the channel regularly, Jebel Jade very quickly became one of my all-time favourite driving roads. But what's really special is to think that when we worked with the Ras Al Khaimah tourist board all those years ago, effectively to put this location on the map, Jade as a stretch of tarmac was relatively unheard of. I mean, it was almost empty. And since then, and I'm very proud to have played a small part in it, putting this place on the map has led to a good chunk of the world's largest car brands doing launches here. They have since installed the world's longest zip line so that you can go from the very top to the very bottom in record-breaking time. And I'm really honoured that now I have a hand in bringing the Mille Miglia here. So it's an amazing moment, and we're going to further indulge you in this wonderful stretch of tarmac. It is. That was a new Range Rover, clearly doing hot weather testing, and it's a good job because it's 33 degrees and it's the middle of November here. What a gig. Must be nice driving a new Range Rover up here. Interestingly, it still had camouflage all over it. Must have been out here a while since before they actually launched the car, perhaps. Look at these big trucks in the house. If you lived out here, you'd have a Raptor, wouldn't you? Huh? That's so good. Like a random grocery store in the middle of the desert. What if they take cars? Photo, isn't it? Look at it. I mean, if we have a look around where we actually are. So this is the team here, and then this is the sort of desert mountain range. We find ourselves in the middle of nowhere. So I just think it's amazing that there's a grocery store here. Look, he's got his grass out front and everything. Brilliant. Definitely photo time.
And it's just a fantastic road up there. It's always a great point.
It blows my mind. Like, the motorways in Europe are this wide.
Exactly.
Never mind the mountain
and you have a great piece of tarmac, you have wonderful turns.
It's unbelievable.
Everything is
honestly
overseeable. Even if you have a drift, you have no problem at all.
That's right.
You can just have fun, and it's actually
and the weather's
not very risky. The weather is great.
What a setup.
So
honestly,
I just enjoy it.
So by the way, this is Martin from Octanium, and we are partnering on some exciting things which are to be announced soon. Exactly, and you'll be hearing a lot more of this name here, Octanium. So we're going to be partnering up and doing some really, really cool stuff.
And you see, we are going to have a lot of fun together. Not only official things, but a lot of fun together.
Absolutely.
Too. Yeah,
brilliant. I know I keep banging on about it. There's nothing else for me to say other than It's one of the greatest stretches of tarmac in the world. That's all you need to know. Globally, you'd be hard-pushed to find something as unique as this. And it offers its own sort of driving experience. But imagine 100 Mille Miglia cars up here. the media coverage is going to be off the chart.
Look at these guys.
When we filmed up here years ago, the first time I drove here, we had like drone equipment all over the place, and it was still the days when, you know, the Inspires came out of a big sort of styrofoam box, and I've got a photo somewhere of a goat eating our drone, just head in the box. So funny. Oh my god, look at this. Okay, that gives you an appreciation for what the road really looks like. Sick! That's incredible. Wow, and it keeps going up. We're actually not at the top, we're not far off. Top's up there. And I believe that little, is that tiny building up there? That's the world's longest zip line. It's the fastest way by far of getting to the bottom of the mountain. The only problem is if you've got your car up here, you've got to come back up again. So you want someone to meet you down there. There's definitely a race in that, isn't there? What's quicker? GT3 RS down or zipline down? I think unquestionably zipline, but still, make a cool piece of content, wouldn't it? But look at it, just sprawling.
Time since we danced all night, moving through the lights. It's been a long time. Wanna take you out, we can make it right. Don't wanna be alone anywhere. Need a new love and I think that it's fair. I'm still looking for someone I can.
So here we are, practically the highest point of the UAE. It does go a little bit further up there, but we saw this colossal UAE flag as the best landmark in which to finish the video. And just look at it. A minute ago we just spotted two people on the world's largest zip line, or longest zip line. The height you would not believe. I sort of expected it to dip down in the valley. It goes right across it. So the height they must have is unbelievable. Maybe while we're here I strap Yorkie to one and see, what do you reckon, dude? No? Not so much? Yeah? No. I think we should take one for the team.
Not after the buggy.
Not after the buggy. If you've not seen the buggy video, link below. The buggy video is amazing. So here we are, once again reiterating the honour to be involved in the Mille Miglia. We'll be entering a car as well in the rally February next year, and I've also been asked to host the press conference later on in December. So from now on, Mille Miglia content will start to increase, and I shall keep you in the loop as to the kinds of cars which are attending and the car which I'll be entering into the event as well. So big things to come. Massive thank you to Martin from the Octanium team. There are really, really big announcements to come with him soon. So just stick watching. If you liked the content over the last few days, be sure to subscribe. If you haven't seen it, go back to Dubai day one and watch the last few videos. If I do say so, in my own humble opinion, the content's been pretty punchy, so go and check it out. As always, thanks so much for watching, and we shall see you next time. Ciao!